Aloha, oloa ko'inoa, Avelina mai ka YouTube channel ke Aloha no Hawaii. Hello, my name is Laura and welcome to my YouTube channel ke Aloha no Hawaii. In this video, we'll learn about locational sentences and how to say things like, the book is on the table, Mary is at the house, and the class is on Friday. And stick around for the very end of this video for a bonus vocabulary lesson. Okay, locational sentences are known in Hawaiian as Pepeke Henua. And as you can see from the example sentences I just mentioned, we use this type of sentence to tell where a person or thing is located in space or time. So really, you can think of these as where and when sentences. Okay, let's look at the structure of our Pepeke Henua. The typical word order is going to be aia plus our person or thing, then the word ma or I, which are Hawaiian words that mean on, at, or in, and finally the location or time. So I'll get into what aia means, but first let's just practice that word order by using those example sentences from the beginning of the video. And don't even worry about the Hawaiian words. We'll just plug in the English words for now. Again, just practicing getting that word order right. How about the book is on the table? Start with aia, then our thing, the book, then the word ma or I for on. How about we use ma? And finally, the location, the table. Aia, the book, ma, the table. Again, we'll learn the Hawaiian words a little later. Okay, how about Mary is at the house? Begin with aia, then our person, Mary, but Mary's a proper noun, and we know from our earlier lesson that we'll add o there because she's the subject of the sentence. Then ma or I for at. How about we use I this time? And finally, our location, the house. Aia, o Mary, I, the house. And finally, the class is on Friday. Once again, we start with aia, then our thing, the class, then ma or I for on. Let's go with I again. And finally, our time, Friday. Aia, the class, I, Friday. Does that word order make sense? Okay, now let's talk about aia. There's no direct translation for aia, but you can think of it as meaning is located there, at least in these statement sentences. Is located there the book on the table? Is located there Mary at the house? Is located there the class on Friday? Again, not a perfect translation, but just remember, if you're trying to say something about where or when something is, you'll start your sentence with aia. And similarly, if you're reading Hawaiian, if you see a sentence that starts with aia, you know that sentence is going to talk about where or when something is. Okay, now let's talk about ma and I, which again are Hawaiian words meaning on, at, or in.
In English grammar, words like on, at, or in are known as prepositions. Prepositions are a class of words that express spatial or temporal relationships.
That's right. And that's exactly why we need prepositions for our Pepeke Henua, our where and when sentences. But I know what you must be thinking. If ma and e both mean on, at, or in, which one do I use for my Pepeke Henua? Well, in short, those two words are interchangeable when you use them to mean on, at, or in. And I say that last part because the word e has some additional meanings. We already learned in our very first grammar lesson that e is an object marker, such as in the sentence, Helu heluau I kapuke, I read the book. But the word e also has another meaning as a preposition, to or towards. So while e can mean in, at, on, and to/towards as a preposition, ma will only mean in, at, or on. You cannot use ma to mean to. So, which do you use? Again, they're interchangeable. You might see some text that suggests e is used for more specific locations and ma is used for broader, more general locations. But then there's other texts that say the opposite. So just know that most native speakers use them interchangeably, again, when meaning on, at, or in. So I would suggest just using the word that sounds the best in the sentence you're creating, has the best flow, just sounds, flows right with the words that you're using. Does that make sense? Okay, let's go back to our example sentences and now we'll say them fully in Hawaiian. Starting with, the book is on the table. Begin with aia, then our thing, the book, which we know in Hawaiian is kapuke, then either ma or e for on, we'll use ma, and finally the location, the table, which in Hawaiian is ke pa kau kau. Aia, kapuke, ma, ke pa kau kau. Aia kapuke ma ke pa kau kau. Okay, how about Mary is at the house? Start with aia, then our person, o Mary, then ma or e for at. How about we use e? And then the location, kahale, for the house. Aia, o Mary, I kahale. Aia o Mary I kahale. Mary is at the house. And finally, the class is on Friday. Start with aia. Then our thing, the class, which in Hawaiian is kapapa. Then ma or e for on. We'll use e again. And finally, our time, Friday, which in Hawaiian is ka po'alima. Aia, ka papa, I ka po'alima. Aia ka papa I ka po'alima. Make sense? Okay, but what if you wanted to say the book is not on the table? Well, it's really easy. All you have to do is replace aia with a'ole. And unlike our Pepeke aikahe, the negative sentence does not change the word order at all. You're just replacing aia with a'ole. So while our sentence, the book is on the table, was aia kapuke ma ke pa kau kau, the book is not on the table will simply be a'ole kapuke ma ke pa kau kau. Or a'ole kapuke I ke pa kau kau. Easy as that. Okay, but what if you wanted to say, where is the book? We've learned how to create yes or no questions or confirmation questions, such as, is the book on the table? Aia ka puke ma ke pa ko ko. We just use a different intonation, right? But we haven't learned any of our question words, known as interrogative words. How do we say something like where, how, what? Well, in Hawaiian, the interrogative word for where is heia. And really, you're just going to place heia where you have the location in your Pepeke Henua. So again, the book is on the table was Aia ka puke ma ke pa ko ko. So let's just replace our location, the table, ke pa ko ko, with heia. Aia ka puke ma heia. Aia ka puke ma heia, or aia ka puke I heia. And for these questions, you can switch up the word order. So ma heia or I heia can move to right after aia, which then bumps your thing, in the sentence ka puke, to the end of the sentence. Aia ma heia ka puke, aia I heia ka puke. And this latter word order is actually more common, but you can use either. It's like comparing the book is where to where is the book? Both are grammatically correct, but we tend to use that latter word order when asking a question. Okay, but how do we ask when something is? Well, this gets a little trickier. Well, not trickier, it's just there's multiple ways to ask that, depending on what type of time information you're asking for. Like, if you're wondering when the class is, are you wondering which day of the week the class is? Are you wondering what time the class is? Are you wondering which date the class is? You'll form your question sentence depending on the specific time information you're wanting. So let's take our sentence, the class is on Friday. Aia ka papa ma ka po a lima. Most likely, the question that was asked before that was, which day of the week is the class? So really your interrogative is which, not when. And that word for which in Hawaiian is ehia. But it needs to be paired with a noun. Which day of the week? Which date? So how do we say which day of the week is the class? Well, you need the phrase for which day of the week, which is ka po ahia. You can see how ahia is related to ehia. And then you're just going to replace your time, Friday, with your phrase for which day of the week. Let's put it all together. Aia, your thing, the class. Ka papa, your word for on. We'll use ma. And then your phrase for which day of the week. Ka po ahia. Aia ka papa ma ka po ahia. Which day of the week is the class? But what if you wanted to know which date is the class? The phrase for which date is kala ehia. So your full sentence would be Aia ka papa ma kala ehia, or Aia ka papa I ke la ehia. Which date is the class? And what about what time is the class? Well, in Hawaiian, when you're asking what time something is, you're phrasing it as which hour is the class? And that is kahola ehia, the hour which. So putting it together, Aia ka papa ma kahola ehia. Aia ka papa ma kahola ehia. The class is at which hour? Or what time is the class? Now, there are some other ways to say when something is going to be or when something was, but we'll learn that in a different video. Okay, let's review what we've learned one more time. The word order for the Pepeke Henua is aya, then the person or thing, then ma or I, our words for on, at, or in, and finally the location or time, such as aya kapuke makepa ko, the book is on the table, or aya kapapa ikapo alima, the class is on Friday. To create a negative sentence, you simply replace aya with aole, such as aole kapuke makepa ko, the book is not on the table, or aole kapapa ikapo alima, the class is not on Friday. To create a question asking where or when something is, simply replace the location or time with the appropriate interrogative, such as aya kapuke mahea, where is the book? Or aya kapapa ikapo ahia, on which day of the week is the class? Okay, ready to learn some vocabulary? We learned how to say where someone is, such as Mary is at the house. So let's learn some other common locations. We know that the house or home is kahale, kahale. The office is keke'ena, keke'ena. The store is kahale ku'ai, kahale ku'ai. The school, kekula, kekula. The restaurant, kahale aina, kahale aina. And finally, because I like to see plays, the theater, kahale keyaka, kahale keyaka. You'll notice a lot of these locations start with kahale. Another meaning for hale is building. We also learned how to say when something is, such as the class is on Friday. So let's learn all of our days of the week. Monday, kapo akahi, kapo akahi. Tuesday, kapo alua, kapo alua. Wednesday, kapo akolu, kapo okolu. Thursday, kapo aha, kapo aha. And we know Friday is kapo alima, kapo alima. Saturday is kapo aunu, kapo aunu. And finally, Sunday is kalapule, kalapule. Monday through Saturday have a pattern, right? Po is a word for night, and the suffixes afterwards are really versions of our numbers 1 through 6. For Sunday, la means day, and pule means prayer. So Sunday means the day of prayer. Thanks for sticking around for that bonus vocabulary. Until next time, ahui ho!